The bill is endangered, since 3 Republican senators Rand Paul of Kentucky, Susan Collins of Maine and John McCain of Arizona have said they won't vote for the it, leaving just 50 possible yeas. But a vote is still likely, and horse trading could bring one of the 3 recalcitrant Republicans on board. President Trump is pushing hard for the bill and will undoubtedly pound the Senate until a vote, and probably after a vote, too. The latest analysis, from the nonpartisan Brookings Institution, finds that Cassidy Graham would reduce the number of Americans with insurance by about 21 million through 2026. But after that, another 11 million would lose coverage, for a total of 32 million additional uninsured. Why? Because the bill includes some funding for people no longer covered under the Affordable Care Act through 2026, but no funding at all after that. Meanwhile, it would impose new limits on the maximum amount states can spend on Medicaid, the health program from the poor. That would cut enrollment in Medicaid over the long run, despite population growth. For perspective, Obamacare, as the ASAI is known, has extended coverage to about 20 million Americans who didn't have insurance before the law went into effect in 2014. So repealing it and putting in place the new rules under Cassidy Graham would actually leave more people uninsured after 2026 than there were before anybody ever heard of Obamacare. It wouldn't just undo the ASAI, it would also reduce safety net precautions put in place well before the ASAI came along. Cassidy Graham would set another fiscal time bomb, with the added bonus of doing actual harm to real people by in effect canceling their health insurance. It would also generate far more uncertainty in the healthcare industry than we have even now, a curious maneuver for a Republican Party that is supposedly pro-business. Nobody in Washington seems to care, but every policy battle and threat of disruption imposes costs on insurers and providers that they pass on to consumers. There are other reasons healthcare costs are soaring, but the continual threat of plug pulling in Washington is one of them. Confidential tip line, Rick Newman at News Pulse. Encrypted communication available. Rick Newman is the author of 4 books, including Rebounders, How Winners Pivot from Setback to Success. Follow him on Twitter, at Rick Newman.